Guys, welcome back to the Physique Factory podcast. It's my first time returning because I missed the last one, which you guys probably talk shit about me on. So,
We didn't talk that much, to be fair, but yeah, we did say something about it, if I recall right. It's never right when I've got to do the intro. It just doesn't sound right. So we're gonna have to like record you or something, so that when you're not there, we can use you.
do the Mark Coles sort of intro.
How did that go again? Oh, it's very inspiring. And we had the music, the dramatic music in the background, and yeah, we'll help you take your physique to the next level, and we'll help you turn your business into a six-figure business as well. We can do that. We'll charge you a
I've
fortune for it.
listened to it in a while, just I thought, fucking hell, it's just the normal shit that you hear all the time.
I think like we could probably give away the big secret now that a lot of business mentors are selling. Send more cold DMs.
That's it. Oh yeah, just DM everyone in your followers, and then you'll be bound to get no messages back.
Yeah, 1 out of 100. But like, it's one. Have you ever seen the guy on Instagram? He's called Andy Elliott. He's like a Texan guy with really short shorts and really tight short shorts.
Oh, I'm not seeing him.
Oh, his is brilliant. He seems to come off my feed all the time, and he's like, he'll have a guy, and it's like these car salesmen that he seems to be working with a lot, or any sort of salesy guy. And he's like, "How many cars did you sell last month?" And the guy's like, "4 or whatever." He's like, "If I kidnapped your family, could you do 40?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, why aren't you doing 40?" Like the comments are like, I love the comments, man. It's just like people are like, why do these kidnappers have such weird demands? Why do they want you to sell 40 cars and that? Just like random shit, eh? Like, oh, I love it. Like, I just like see sometimes I go in reels and I'll just scroll through them and just read the comments on some of these because, like, certain people are going to get absolutely slaughtered in their comments, aren't they? There's a guy whose missus puts up videos regularly, and his name rhymes with Booba, and she regularly gets like slagged in them. I actually genuinely feel sorry for her. I actually go in there and I come off and I'm like, people are arseholes, you know that. But you see it all the time, don't you?
Yeah, all the time. It's brilliant. Social media is such a fucking brilliant place.
There, there's a guy last night, right? And I was scrolling through them and I showed Sophie, I was like, look, I've never even read the comments yet. And the guy's never said anything bad. But I can tell by looking at him, he's gonna have these comments. And yeah, there was a lot. It was about the shape of his face or something. It's fucking terrible, really. It's like, terrible. But like, I suppose like I've definitely had some comments online, like especially on Facebook. That's where I got it.
Bad, isn't it? It's well bad.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Where did they come from?
I had a video on Facebook that got like 100 odd thousand views, which isn't a lot by a lot of people's standards. It's a lot by my standards, but like it's not a lot by some people's standards. And I got fucking torn a new one. Like just and all it was, the video was about warm-up sets. And I was like, here's how I do warm-up sets. And people are like, look how fucking small you are, you're struggling with that, and just like personal insults. And I was like, holy shit. So like, I mean, fair play to these people that put these things up. They've got to be thick-skinned, don't they?
Yeah, it's fucking brutal, isn't it? But yes.
Even on your one, the one where I said something about the obturator, and no, it was the external intercostals. So
Yeah.
I put like James put a video up. I can't even remember what it was. Like, was it a single arm pull down or something? And
Yeah, I was taking the piss with it. I was taking the piss with an exercise. It's mad how people take things so fucking serious. I was like, if you actually take a look at how it's like the context of it, I'm taking the piss out of it. So I'm there. I don't even reply to all the comments. I'm just seeing, but half the time, most of the people are arguing with themselves in the comments. I'm just watching it. It's
what
brilliant.
happened? Yeah. But I said something in the comments. Like I just kept putting all these stupid comments on your post as well. And I was like, something about it being the external intercostals or something, which, if you don't know what they are, they're like rib cage muscles, like breathing muscles. And I said it trained them or something. And people were commenting back on it and they were just like calling me stupid and like acting as if I was like dead serious. And then one woman as well, she was like she said something about like it's not even funny to joke about because people are reading that and they might think it's right. And I was like, fucking hell, it's just so serious, isn't it? But it's good to get them going. Like, see if I get it on my reels, I just like I'll reply to them and I'll try and keep them going because it improves your engagement. So it's a laugh. But I put one up today. I thought I would get more of a comeback on, but nothing yet. The
What you
one
put
with
up?
the cable leg extension, where you're lying on your front.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's cool. That.
I thought I was going to get more on that, like because a lot of people obviously look at that and they're like, "That's a hamstring exercise," and it's like, well, it's not.
Rec, Rec Femi.
Yeah, I was watching some of the RTS videos this morning, um, and I'm on to some of the ones that I hadn't done. You know how you do the normal like for RTS level 1 or whatever, and then you've got to buy all the rest of them.
Oh,
So it was in the 2000s when talking about like kind of planes of movement and things like that. And he's obviously you know what he's like. He's tearing a new one into them. But he was talking. You remember talking? I'm talking about the horizontal ab and adduction and how that is kind of still a sagittal plane movement. Do you remember
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was like for me. I was like, "Pfft." It's like yeah. I mean, it's fucking
Yeah,
obvious.
it is a sagittal plane movement, isn't it? Yeah, of
Yeah, because
course it is.
he's saying it's the same as this. It's the same thing as this. It's the same muscles on either side of the axis, although like their leverages are changing. But like, because I watched like there's like 3 videos on that, and like, cause like we do stuff with Michael and that as well. It's like I already knew a lot of that. We've already talked about a lot of that. But then when he came into that, I was like, holy shit! It's like just things that you like kind of see and you don't think about. And most people listening to this are going to be like, what the fuck are they on about? But yeah, I actually I meant to text you about that this morning. This is a conversation as me and you often have.
That buzzing. Fucking hell, check this out that I've just found.
The
Yeah, I
thing
need to
is,
get back.
you
I
can't
need to
really
get
talk
back.
to anyone about it, can you? Because it's like, who are
Yeah,
you going to talk to about it apart from
watch
other people that have done it?
PTs, they don't have a clue. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Fuck. I don't have a clue what you just said, but yeah,
You're not exactly going to talk to your clients about it anyway. That's for sure. Fucking hell, like
yeah. It
just
looks
bore them to death.
interesting. I get a few clients who are interested in that shit, like a few of them who are like, "Oh, what about this?" I thought, "Well, if you care to know, we can go into a bit more depth with it."
Yeah.
But it depends on the client, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. You've got quite a few people that are PTs and that, and I suppose I do as well. Actually, got a couple of PTs, and I've got a girl who's actually going through a PT now as well. So, like in her check-ins, what I've been doing is I've been giving her a muscle. I'm like, name this muscle because she was doing her like anatomy stuff. So I was like, right, I'm going to test you. Difficult one this week was serratus anterior. Quite a difficult one when you're at the beginning of it. Eh?
Nice.
Yeah, I think like when you think back to all that, like it is confusing to begin with, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the easiest way to look at it is on a skeleton and just think about things pulling on bones, and then it's just easy to look at, isn't it?
Yeah. I think origins and insertions as well, like I always feel bad or not bad, but like guilty when I'm like I don't know it off the top of my head. But I mean it's all in books. It's like, if you've got a fucking textbook there, if as long as you know roughly, you can always refer to that. It's like, if you're going on a road trip, it's just geography at the end of the day. It's like 'cause there's nothing wrong with not knowing exactly where you're going, as long as you know roughly. But
You know,
also got
roughly.
that now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what muscles doing what and how it can influence certain joints, etc. I've come back off holiday, and like some of my PT clients, they've somehow injured themselves exactly the same way when I've been away. And I'm like, what the fuck have you been doing? So I went into it and they're both done like the shoulders in. So it's definitely like a pec issue, but it's radiating down their arms. So I'm thinking they've done something to like the longer bicep tendon that's crossing
Hmm.
over the shoulder. Obviously, both of them do, but from where it was pointing to and the issues that he was getting, I'm like, is that a long bicep tendon? I'm just trying to like rule everything else out and then see what's what. But it's interesting looking into those things. And then you start pulling up like the anatomy book thinking, right, what nerve innervates what? Is it referred pain? And go into depth like that.
Yeah, you tend to find that with office workers as well, eh? Like people that sit at desks, like they tend to get those sort of niggles and pains down the arms as well. Because suppose sat at a desk typing or whatever, you're internally rotated all day, your back's rounded, like I'm sitting right now, really. So I tend to find that with those kind of workers.
Well, it's one of them is a tattoo artist, so it makes perfect sense when you think about it. He's
Yeah,
hunched over, tattooing someone, so he's sat down. It makes sense.
just got to quit his job then, doesn't
Yeah, no, I told him that.
he? Just stop. Like you need to concentrate on your training. Stop working, concentrate on your training because clearly you're not dedicated enough to this. But so you go away on holiday for what, 2 weeks and you come back and they're all fucked.
Yeah, they're all fucked. I'm like, what the fuck? What's been happening?
Have you got a lot of the same PT clients still? Like,
Oh, yeah, they're all the same clients. I'm gonna keep them roughly the same clients because I enjoy training them. They're nice, really nice people. Can have a laugh with them. Broke that ice with them. Can just talk about pretty much anything. obviously there's you go, oh no, you need to be professional, this, that, and the other. Mate, have a fucking laugh with your clients. That's what they come to. Like if you actually chat to them, that's what they fucking want. They want to chill out, enjoy themselves, have a break from what they've been doing. They don't want to come to someone who's fucking just like a robot and what's the word? They're so fucking what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, like
Jobs work.
I know what you mean anyway, but like there's I've seen like PTs like coach people through sessions and that, and it's like hardly say a word, and I'm like that feels awkward, man. Again, you might get clients that like that, but it just feels so
Yeah.
awkward to me. Like I felt awkward watching it.
Oh, right, you might be doing the right things and everything like that with the clients, but if you've got no personality and if you haven't established some sort of relationship with those clients, I'd be like, this is awkward. I don't want to show up today.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't-
we obviously don't find it that hard to talk shit because, like, obviously that's why we do the podcast. It's like we've come on with no
People,
structure, plan, or anything. It's just like we just start talking shit and it seems to work out all right. So,
that's what to buy into again. It's personality. So get your personality across when you're in those sessions, and your clients are going to stay with you.
yeah, but like, see when I first started, I remember like you're always trying to, because especially like maybe like I worked with my dad before, and like we're working like doing like building works, but usually around people's houses, usually people with a fair bit of cash and that, and like you're always kind of respectful around them to some degree anyway. It depended on who the person was.
Yeah,
So I kind of carried that over me, and then at first I was like everything was very formal and like yes, okay, like professional and that. And then you realize when you're coaching people, especially when you're PTing people for a long time, you're like, we just like eventually you just start having a bit of laugh, you get to know them better, and it's like, right, okay, this can be this as well. To the point that like I had a new client starting last week, and like straight away, like maybe a day or two in, I was like, mate, I've seen your Rangers tattoo. You best prepare yourself because you're going to get slagged to death. Um, that's the way this is going to go down. You know what? This is your opportunity. If you don't like it, leave. But he's sound. He's sound. And like I prefer that. Like the relationship that's already been built there is like far greater than what it would have been if I was just like, okay, here's your plan. Go stick to it.
exactly. Exactly. Break the ice.
Exactly. And then you learn the ones that you can bring the dark humor out with.
Yeah, yeah, I know about it. You need to give it a few sessions before you start saying stuff like that because they'll turn around looking thinking, did he just say that? What the fuck?
And I'm not going to tell you what my idea for the Elevate announcement was. I don't know if I even told you, James, but I sent it to Gav and he's just like, no.
Well, is it that bad? It's dark.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad because I see it all the time because somehow when I'm talking about Instagram Reels and shit like that, because I don't do TikTok because I'm not a child. But like with the Instagram Reels, it's like it's weird how your algorithm figures out your sense of dark humor, and the things that come up in my algorithm now are slightly alarming, but funny nonetheless.
I want to know what it is now. I want to see your For You page.
Yeah, I'll pause the recording for a second. I'll tell you. I've started it again now, so we can hear James's reaction.
That's I think yeah, you think you're crossing the line a little bit with that one. It's
Yeah,
a brilliant idea, but yeah, that might people force that
yeah.
fucking hell.
Give it another 10 years or something, it'll be distant in the memories.
Oh yeah, yeah, the dust is settled.
But yeah, yeah, literally. Fuck's sake.
Oh,
But
hell.
I
Yeah,
mean, like, so this is what comes up on my feed now on Instagram without giving it away. There's new angles and things like that, and they're like, oh, unseen footage of such and such, which might have given it away.
you need to change your bio. I coach people who have the darkest sense of humor.
I love that shit though. Like I really enjoy it, and like I've got a couple of mates that are like that too. And one of them in particular loves to make an inappropriate joke, and he'll say things that like a lot of people would get upset about. So there was one time where he was taking the piss out of me. So I put up a picture. I think me and Sophie were on holiday, and I was smiling, and I'd only just started smiling with my teeth. I remember Sophie said to me ages ago, she's like, "Smile with your teeth and that," and start doing it right. So I started giving it, you know, and they were joking. They're like, "Oh, look at the size of Connor's fucking teeth." Maybe they're not joking, but they're taking the piss out of me for it. And I turned around and said to him, "I says, at least I do smile, you miserable cunt." I says, I've never seen a picture of you smiling yet." And then I took a screenshot of him at his grand's funeral and sent it over to him. And I was like, you know what? Because he's like, because he makes jokes like that, it's okay. Like he took it fine. Like it's great. But like, you can't make those jokes to everyone.
Yeah, it's the mate Alex is exactly the same. He just fucking goes in deep. I think like my auntie died, and well, my great auntie, and he was like, "Oh yeah, she'll be all right though, won't she?" It's like, "Oh yeah, she's dead. Oh, she'll be fine. That's mint."
I like that though, eh? Like I'd say I'm someone that's quite hard to offend. Like well, like see if I had clients that like you're scared to say the wrong thing to, probably wouldn't last very long. To be fair, like
Oh no, it
not on
just
my
comes out
side.
that what you're thinking, doesn't it? When you say these things,
Yeah.
like "Should have said that." In fact, no, it's my personality. Should have done. They're the one offended. It's not my problem. Fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, there's got to be a bit of come and go, obviously. Like, I wouldn't say things like what I said to you when we paused there to most clients. You get to know the ones, you see the ones that follow the pages, and you're like, yeah, we can joke about this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you can get away with. Yeah,
The
it's
tinfoil hats on. Do you remember after COVID as well? Like I was always like or during COVID, I was always like a bit nervous to tell people like when they started chatting about like vaccines and that. I was like, oh, I've not had mine. Don't know if I want to tell you that, which I didn't for a lot of people. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just keep that information to myself. But now most people don't seem to care anymore. Although I've seen more and more people wear masks again.
I know it's ridiculous. I've seen people wearing masks, but I blurted that out all over social media. I was like, I've not been vaccinated and never will get vaccinated. And not what's coming out now. Fucking people are getting ill who's had the vaccine, and there's loads of fucking things been in the news. I'm like, well, I told you so.
Yeah. Like, for me, it was like one of those things, and I know this is like a weird subject for us to go on to now, but like I just found that like I didn't see it as that much of a threat to me personally. So I was like, am I going to go get an injection with something that's been thrown together really quick? If I don't feel like I really need it? Nah, absolutely not.
What's happened to what's happened to COVID anyway? It's fucking no one
People
gets
still
it.
test for it, believe it or not.
It's mad. I know people do still test for it. A client said to me about a month ago, was like, "Oh, I've got COVID." It's like, really? I didn't realize that was still a thing.
Yeah. You're like, oh no, stay away from me. I've not had my vaccines. But you remember as well, that they were doing like travel bans and that, if you hadn't had your vaccines. And so like a lot of people said to me, they're like, oh well, you'll never go on holiday again, that'll be that. But well, who's laughing now?
Well, is well, there you go. But to be fair, there was like one country that a lot of people go into over like lockdown where they still had the borders open, they didn't have to have a vaccine passport or anything like that. That was Mexico. Loads of
Was
people
it?
was going. Yeah, loads of people went there, like Tulum and Cancun, loads of people.
We went to Portugal like 2021 or something. The only reason we went there is because it was literally one of the only places in Europe you could go without a vaccine passport. So, but it's nice, it's fine, like, but yeah, that's why we ended up going there. But then it like very quickly changed all of a sudden, and now you can go anywhere. America was one of the last ones to change it.
Oh yeah, I know it's fucking ridiculous that I can't believe like how over the top it was, but
Land of the free, yeah.
I know. It was like going into shops saying, "Oh, have you got your vaccine?" Like thing. He was like, "No, get out." I remember seeing videos online with that because they actually did it in New York, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Yeah. We
Yeah,
don't get that out here. We're in the sticks. We don't get shit like that, to be fair.
yeah, no, mad,
It's
madness.
mad. What I found mad about the whole situation was I remember I was PTing in a private studio and I just had my clients come in as usual. I was like, look, if you want to come in, come in. This was the second lockdown. I was like, if you want to come in, come in. Let's just crack on as usual. And the police came to the studio and it's like, are you serious? A one-on-one situation in one room. Like there's actually nobody else in the room apart from me and the client. And it's like you're actually like stopping me from working. Like
Did you? Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, did you open the door to him?
I did, but like only because the client had just left at the exact moment they turned up. So like it was the worst timing ever. It was fucking
What did you
terrible.
say to him?
What did I say? Can't remember. I think I just said that it was a mate or something round. Like it's just a mate that was round training whatever something. Not that it mattered. But all they said is like, "Oh, don't make us come back again." I don't know what they could have done, but that was
Nothing.
that.
No one paid any fines.
Yeah, I
He
know because there was people that kept like gyms open and that, wasn't there?
was getting loads of fines and they weren't paying him, and then it just like they squashed him. or
Yeah.
question, whatever. But yeah,
Well, I never got a fine, so we'll take that. But we've probably just lost a lot of listeners now. People that are like, "Oh my God, they're not vaccinated. How dare they? We
look,
might catch it by listening."
fuck off.
Yeah, it's not the direction I expected this podcast to take.
Oh, that's the best thing when you unplan when you don't got anything planned, then it's
Yeah,
all.
the COVID one. Well, we've big news as well that James is coming for. Is it your first trip to Scotland next week?
Yeah, I've never been to Scotland before. What the fuck? Do I get my passport stamped and everything?
Oh yeah, did you get a visa actually?
Yeah, no, you got to get one of those, don't you? Fucking hell, I need to apply.
They'll stop you at the border and be like, "Sir, can we see your visa? Like, let's see your COVID vaccine passport."
Right, so do you want to go into my expectations of Scotland without seeing it?
Yeah,
This,
let's hear it.
so I'm gonna get off the train, and there's gonna be copious amount of people shooting up heroin, like train spotted. That's it. I'm gonna go past every shop, and there's gonna be multiple amount of iron brew in the window, and everyone's gonna be wearing kilts.
And drinking Buckfast.
But yeah, that's it. They're gonna pissed up in the street and they got a drinking buckfast.
I think you struggle, especially where you're getting the train to. You'll struggle to see people shooting up on heroin. I think.
But oh, it's a nice area then.
Yeah, yeah. Dunblaine's very nice. Where you're getting the train to. They have a golden post box. Did you know that?
Fucking hell. Yeah, I've seen pictures of it online. I didn't realize that was there. I need to get
Yeah.
a
So
visit tour.
it's very nice. There's not much in it. It's just a small town, and then obviously like through this direction, we've not got many junkies. To be fair, I think that's a proud thing to say. I mean, there's got to be a couple at least. But like, yeah, not that many. So
Just
again, like, what was
is it
that? Sorry.
Glasgow? Is it when you go to Glasgow? That's when shit is the fan.
Yeah, I mean, like, even going into Perth or like Dundee in the city centre is like junkie central. It's like they all come out during the day and just like, I don't know, loiter the streets. So, yeah, we're gonna need to think of something cool to do with you as well.
YouTube, um,
Yeah, I have my new
content.
camera by then, by the way, so
And
we'll get some very good content. But yeah, like yeah, we actually need to make a plan for actually doing some productive stuff because the last time I went down to James, we had a plan for productive stuff. We got pissed on Buckfast. It's quite an interesting story, wasn't it? Because like we went around to the shop and I can't even remember what we went for. I was like, oh,
it,
we sell Buckfast here. Have you tried this, James? So we got a half
oh,
bottle,
I went
and
to get some rum.
was that?
I went to get some rum. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah. So we got the half bottle of Buckfast, and we're like, we'll just share it. I'll let James try it. It's only a wee bottle. And then we drank that, and then we went back. We got a full one, and we drank that. We went back and we got another full one. And that woman in the shop was just like laughing at us, wasn't she?
Yeah, what was it? It's fucking tonic wine. Jesus Christ. Oh, it goes through thinking about it.
We'll get some more of that next weekend. But yeah. Well, if anyone has any ideas for a Scottish tour for James, what to put him through, he'll probably come here and he'll probably just go up to Gleneagles and wank over the golf courses. To be fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. That'd be
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah, I mean it's literally like if I look out my window, I can't see it like, but there's a like hill in the way. But it's like you could walk there in like 25 minutes from here. Like it's not too far. And then remember I told you about that private golf courses up like the back of the village. That's literally like a 5 minute walk up that way as well. But you're not allowed to play in that. That's just like they've got a security guard and everything.
Oh, the members only.
I don't think it's even members, it's just the owner and his friends. It's just a private golf course.
Oh, really? What the fuck?
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
That is madness, that.
They've got a big
We'll have
clubhouse
to,
and people like smashed it up. So they got a security guard.
we'll have to get on the driving range at some balls.
I don't want to embarrass myself. It'd
That's right.
be pretty bad. I think yeah, we should probably just do it for the YouTube and just put James's first trip to Scotland and just put all the shit we get up to that weekend in it. And if there's any blank points, it means the Buckfast did come out.
We've got a nice little four ball going now. We've got me, Simon, his brother, and then Christian. He's just got a set of clubs.
What did he?
Played he's played for a bit, so he can we played with him the other week. So he's half decent if I can get around the course. So got a nice little four ball there.
So what would you say if, like, for me, right? So I've just been going to there's a driving range 20 minutes up the road, and it's like you can hire golf clubs there. There's a driving range at Gleneagles obviously as well, but I don't want to go to Gleneagles and be like, can I have a club, please? You know. So I've just been going to the one like 20 minutes away. It's a bit more like casual. And but I'm thinking now, I'm like, well, what's the point of me driving 20 minutes? I need to get some clubs. I'll just go to Gleneagles and just get some balls. Because it's literally, as I say, it's a 5 minute drive, like, so it's daft going any further. But what would you say, like, because I'm not into it now. You know, I've been to the driving range a few times and I'm like, I'm wanting to get into it, but like, what would be the best clubs to like buy to start with without spending a fortune?
Say get them off like Facebook Marketplace or
Just go second
like
hand, yeah.
yeah, literally don't get anything brand new because it can cost you a fucking fortune. I mean, when I got custom fitted, it cost me about 2K for the set.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gets expensive. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, irons, wedges, driver
What
put.
brand's good? Like, what are we talking?
There's a lot of good brands out there. Titleist, TaylorMade, Mizuno, um,
Callaway's the
fucking
one I've heard of.
oh, yeah, Callaway, Ping, they're all right.
Yeah.
There's a few good brands out there.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, just pick up a set of second hand ones and just see how we go from there. But yeah, so you still use the ones you got custom made?
Yeah, like fucking 14, no, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's I bought a new shaft for the driver, and the shaft for the driver cost me £100 on its own.
Yeah,
So
wow.
just because like the swing quite fast and anything that's got a bit of flex in it's like a fishing rod and it just whips over.
Yeah. I watched that in your video you sent me, to be fair. Like you can see the whip in the club, and I'm like, huh, I wonder if I'm doing that.
It's just that bed speed, like generating it, get going through. But yeah, it's fucking. I'm getting back into golf now, so
Yeah.
I'll see what that's. I think that's one thing that I want to do in the next year, like join the golf club again and then start playing regular.
You know what I found out recently too, obviously, with this journey of getting into golf, is that they move the hole. Like I didn't realize they moved the hole like every so often.
Oh yeah, yeah. They stop it from crowning. So think about it, like everyone's walking around like the hole, like for
Yeah.
fucking an end. It's going to start crowning, and the green's going to start getting a bit battered where the hole is. So they change at different locations based off as well on what competition it is that weekend at the club. So
Yeah.
say I played golf course yesterday. They had their captain's weekend, which is like one of the biggest comps in the year. And you could tell where the flags were. There was some really, really hard spots. You're
Yeah.
thinking, fuck, fucking slopes around them and all that sort of shit. So they do it based off that. So there's points in the green where are going to be a lot harder to like hit the ball to and like put on as well.
Yeah, so it changes like you could play the same course 2 weeks in a row, it could be totally different.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's crazy. And like even where they put the tees on the tee boxes, say if the further left, further back, or at the front on the right. So it can completely change. And
Yeah.
based off the weather as well. So even you're playing into the wind, you're playing with the wind, it's completely change your course.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to be fair. Like I think like obviously it's August now, so it's like late in the season, but I think, keep fanning around, keep working on the drive. I think next year I'll be playing around the golf.
Get a few lessons. Get a few
Yeah.
lessons, just a bit of structure, you know what to do and that. So
Yeah, hire a coach.
yeah, hire a coach, exactly. There you go.
I genuinely think I will, to be fair. But like I don't know if I've announced it in the podcast, but I've agreed to do this. Like I'm doing like a charity challenge, so any donations are appreciated. I'll put the link in the description. We're doing like 10 like Munros, which for people who aren't in Scotland are like a mountain over 3,000 foot. So we're peaking 10 of them in one day for a charity thing with added weight as well, which will be fun. So yeah, we're doing that for like a mental health charity, Samaritans actually. So yeah, any donations would be good for that. So right now my focus is on getting through that and not dying and not getting lost. And then like yeah, after that, that is the aim is to get better at golf. So, but to be fair, like I'm not really doing much training. Like I done a hill at the weekend or a Munro at the weekend. Um, I don't know, like with you coming up next weekend, and then I'm pretty sure I've got something on the following weekend too. I'm like, when am I going to get any practice in? So I learned one lesson on Saturday or Sunday when I'd done that hill. Don't train legs the night before.
Oh yeah, that'd be a bastard.
Well, I've done it every other time, but because like usually I'd done it in the morning, and this time I'd done it in the evening, like done legs in the evening before. So it was literally like less than a 12-hour window between legs and doing the hill. And yeah, like my fucking calf and my quads and everything were just absolutely like solid by the end of it. So yeah, wasn't the most fun. And I was with two guys who were going pretty quick as well, so we almost fucking raced up the hill, which is what I could have done without that day. But anyway, made it. Didn't complain too much. That'll end up
What?
being it next weekend. You'll get off the train, the bagpipes will be playing, the Iron Brew will be flowing, and we'll be right, James, we're gonna go up that hill.
Drop me into the deep end. Fucking hell, I was like, I didn't prepare myself for this.
Did you bring your hiking boots? But to be fair, like it's actually like quite an enjoyable thing because like it's quite popular in Scotland now. A lot of people do it, and a lot of people that like have been like I don't know on drugs and at the pub and that all of a sudden like when they hit like 30 make this switch and they're like, oh yeah, I don't go to the pub anymore. I go and do a Monroe at the weekend, and I'm bagging them. That's what they call it, Monroe bagging, and it's like there's 282 or something. So they're like, oh yeah, I'm on 57 out of 282 now. So it's like quite a thing. And like I hate trends and that, so I'm like, ah, fuck, I don't want to do that. But then I done it, and I was like, it's quite cool. To be fair, it is. It's quite fun.
You know what's going to be funny when I come up to Scotland? You guys are going to be saying stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand the word, but you just fucking said, like all the slang and things that you might say. I'm like, what? When I went on holiday, there's a Geordie guy, you probably saw it in my stories, and I had no idea what he said. Anyway, the guy from the bar was coming around doing drinks, and he was like, "Oh, do you want a drink?" Anyway, he said something to him, and he was like, he looked at me, he was like, "What did he just say?" I was like, "I don't even fucking know, no
Translate.
idea." No idea. I was like, fucking mad.
I think I think we're all right in this area. I don't think our accent's too thick, but like yeah, like Glasgow or something, you'd probably struggle. But like I don't think it's too bad. There was something going about Facebook for a while. Like someone was asking what a noddy pass is on the buses in Glasgow, and they just misheard it. Someone said an all day, as in all day pass, but they thought he said noddy. So like the shit like that, I can see how that would get mixed up pretty easily. But yeah, I don't think we're too bad. I don't think our accent's too thick round about here, but we'll find out. We'll find out. You're all going to have to look out for this YouTube video now.
At least you speak English anyway, so that helps.
Yeah, some of us anyway. Some of us speak Gaelic.
Really?
Nah, not really.
I won't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
like if you look at like some like signs and fucking police cars and ambulances that they've got Gaelic on it as well, to be fair, but that's about it. Like, yeah. Can't say I speak it. Like I don't know any words in Gaelic.
gibberish.
So yeah, let's wrap up at that, and you guys can look forward to James's trip to Scotland and see what he's got coming. Hopefully, he gets past the border. Hopefully, the whole COVID passport thing doesn't stop him from getting in. We'll just have to see what happens with that.